Hi, this is Ben, Ivey, the fulfillment artist. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to stop comparing yourself to others. So in order for us to move forward with this, we need to understand how in our lives we've been conditioned to compare ourselves to other people all the freaking time. So, you're a child. You say, oh, how much did... this is what happens. Like, you're compared to other people. Oh, when did they start speaking? When did they start walking? Oh, and then you're compared to others. What did they get? What did they get? Oh, well, I got 100%. That's better than you. Oh, how far can you kick a football? What team are you in? What set are you in? I'm in set 1. I'm in set 2. Right? So we start this comparison. And then we're comparing unis. Like, what uni are you in? What uni are you in? And we go through life. And then it's business. It's just like, oh, how much money do you make? How much money... We're constantly comparing. Right? And this comparison mindset is just stuck in our brains from a young age. And that's all we ever bloody do. We compare this. Yeah, well, this person's doing better. Yeah, well, this person's got that. Yeah, well, this person has a car. Yeah, well, this person's wife is a size 6 and my wife's is a size 8. Da, 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 right? It's just constantly comparing, right? We need to stop this. Because if you're constantly comparing, right, it is not good for you. It's not good for anyone. So how do we stop this preconditioning that we've had from a very young age? The first thing is to become aware that you're doing it. Right? Awareness is the first key step for everything. So let's say you're walking along or you're doing this and you suddenly feel yourself comparing, right? Notice, you've got to catch yourself first, right? So if you're watching this video, think, okay, how have I compared myself to someone today? Like, have I made any comparisons today? Think about it for yourself. Like, have you? Did you ask someone to compare at this, or did you compare something like that? Like, someone's apple was bigger than your apple, or they got more chicken on their plate than you. Like, whatever it is, right? Just be aware, and if you can, think of an example, because then as we go through this video, it will be more helpful. So next is you've got to focus on yourself, right? If you want to stop comparing, you've got to focus on you, not other people. But often we get so focused on how other people look and what other people look like and all of these things, and like, it's hilarious. And we've been conditioned, like, okay, I'll give you a prime example, right? Let's say you're in the gym. Right? The guys will all resonate with this. You're in the gym, you pick up a weight, and you see another guy, and they've got a bigger weight, and you're like, and you compare, right? It's hilarious. Like, why? He could even be doing a different exercise, right? Or how many reps is he doing? Is he even doing it properly? But the first thing you compare, and it's hilarious. And you're like, is that person's bicep bigger than my bicep? You know what I mean? Like, why do we do this? Right, and that's just one example in the gym. Like from a girl's perspective, it could be anything from heels or makeup, or I don't know, their calves compared to your calves. You know what I mean? Or they're a size C, I'm a size D. Like whatever it is, right? But just stop. Right, just focus on you, and that'll really help you move forward. So just focus on yourself and say, okay, why am I here? What am I doing? I'm focusing on me. Right? It's a great way to stop comparing. Next, stop judging others. Right, this is a big one, because often the people that judge others the most feel that they get judged the most as well. I bet that person's judging me at the moment. Oh, yeah, slut. Right? It's hilarious. And we go through these stages where we just get this sort of stuck in this judgmental kind of zone. You're walking around, yeah, well, that. Stop judging. There's no need to judge. People are the way they are, so... who cares? Right? That's a great question to stop comparing. Who cares? Do I care? No, so chill. Right? So move away from judging people. Right? Just accept people for the way they are. Right? And then, like honestly, if you can, I say a lot of things in these videos, but if you can really encapsulate them, if you can start doing it, then you can really improve. Like, I've had enough of self-development. I want to give you implementation development. Right? That's what you need to be able to do. Really develop that implementation of everything that I'm saying. Next, let go of the need to be perfect. Why is this important? Because we often compare ourselves to others when we feel that we're not perfect in our field. We want to be something else, right? So we often have that perception of ourselves, and what we do is we look at someone else and their position, right? Let's say it's business, right? Let's say you're making $1 million a year, they're making $3 million a year. And you compare and you think, how are they there? But don't compare your round 2 to someone else's round 50. Does that make sense? Like, I compared it to myself. Like, I was looking at Tony Robbins, for example, right? He's done 30 years, he's got thousands of people in the seminar, and I'm getting like 40. Right? That's just silly, right? You need to think about, okay, well, where were they, right? And don't even think about that. Just think about, where am I now? Am I improving? Just focus on you. Okay, and there's no need to be perfect. You can't just suddenly skyrocket forward. It takes a lot of foundation. It takes time, right? So relax. Be imperfect. It's what humans are, imperfect beings. It's what we'll always be, right? Unless with the sort of AI and all that crap coming forward will make the perfect human. But even if we make the perfect human, people won't agree that it's the perfect human, so it'll be imperfect anyway, right? So really focus on embracing all your imperfections. Now, with that said, I want you to focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses, right? Because if we always focus on the weaknesses, oh, well, this is crap, but focus on your strengths. Oh, wow, this is great, this is going great, this is going great. And if you start to focus on your strengths, you won't feel a need to compare yourself to others, right? We often feel that we need to compare ourselves to others when we feel that things are missing or we need to improve things to a really, really high degree. So just focus on your strengths, and hopefully that shift will help you to really move forward. Next is be content and grateful for what you have. So why is this important? Because, if you can just be content and grateful for what you have at present, you're fine. There's no need to compare. There's no comparison if you're happy where you are. We only compare when we want to get somewhere. So it's important that you understand where you're going, but you're also grateful and content with everything that you have already. Right? Because that is how you really live a sustainable phenomenal life. Oh, this is a good one. So, understand that the parts that you dislike about others are parts of yourself that you reject. Right? Understand that the parts that I dislike in others, the parts of myself I reject. Let me give you an example. So, a thin man sees a fat man. Right? What does he say? Oh, I can't believe that guy overeats all the time. I can't believe he just dives into those stuff. Like, how could he do that? How could he do that? Like, what's he doing, right? Obviously, this guy is rejecting the part of himself to let go and have some fun and eat some chocolate. Does that make sense? He wants to stay thin all the freaking time. Right? A fat guy sees the thin guy. He's like, oh, man, he's so skinny. Look at him. Just skin and bones. Right? And often he rejects that because he would never allow himself to sort of diet and to look after himself. Instead, he just divulges in loads of food. Right? There's loads of different comparisons, but for yourself, think now. This is honestly great. If you can pause the video and just spend a couple of minutes thinking about this will do wonders for you. So just think, what do I really dislike about some people? Right? For me, I really dislike when people are always a victim. Right? Is that part of myself? Do I not allow myself to be a victim? Does that make sense? So you start to think about it. Like, how come those people are so lazy? Oh, maybe I don't allow myself to relax. It's really interesting. And if you're aware of this, right, then you'll stop comparing yourself. And you'll stop judging others too. Because you won't be rejecting all the different aspects of yourself. This is a really, really cool point. I really want you to get that one. Next, don't put others down to make yourself feel better. Right? There's lots of people in life that do that. They make others feel smaller in order to make themselves feel bigger. Yeah, well, I'm doing this. Yeah, well, I'm doing that. Right? Don't do it. There's no point. Right? You've got your life. They've got their life. There's no need to put anyone down. Just move forward in your way. Right? It's interesting. As you start to move through any industry, you just become more you. And if you become more authentically you, you'll really be able to shift yourself and move forward in a really sustainable way. Lastly, I want you to understand that most people are so worried about what you think of them. Right? They're not even judging you because they're so worried about what you think of them. It's hilarious. There's just people completely worried about other people judging them. No one's judging anyone. Everyone's just being scared of being judged. It's hilarious. So if you can get to a stage where you're like, well, maybe I can just walk along, right? You're not the centerpiece to everyone's life. No one really cares. Right? I mean, the first person to say, no one really cares about a certain photo that you upload or a certain thing about your life, right? Don't be scared of being judged. Most people don't care. So chill out. And with that, I want to say, I really hope that you can have a great life where you're not comparing yourself to others and instead just focus on you, improve yourself and improve in every different aspect of your life that you can and live an absolutely phenomenal life. Thank you for listening and I'll speak to you very soon.